How's it going, guys? I got a pick here in this week 4 matchup. We got the Saints versus Bills. This game's gonna be taking place at Bills at Buffalo. Just a very tough game for the Saints. If you look at the spread, it's pretty much one of the biggest that we've seen all year or all season, sorry, through these 4 weeks, and definitely the biggest one we're gonna see this week. We got the Bills right now laying, from what I see, laying 15 points, which is pretty high. Like I said, the highest we've seen so far. And then you got the money line at 1,700, just a crazy number that unless you're got it, you don't want to be touching it. And then you got the Saints at plus 850 money line, and like I said, fit with the 15-point spread. The over and under is looking at 48 in this game. If you look at this matchup, like I said, it's just a tough one for the Saints. 0-3 already, 3-0 for the Bills. Saints, not that they could look any worse, they just can't get any solid momentum going. That week 1, they almost made a comeback against the Cardinals, but fell short. That was a decent look for them, even though they were at home. It was a decent look for them, but we've seen how the Cardinals have matured, how that's gone. So not really that impressive, honestly. Then you see week 2, the Saints lose to the 49ers in a decently competitive loss. Like I said, at home again, but 26-21. Not the craziest defeat, but definitely don't want to see that when you're at home. And then just this last week, I don't even know if I need to even say it. They got blown out 44-13 against the Seahawks. I'm a fan of the Seahawks this year, but man, that was a whooping. Saints did not look good at all compared to the first 2 and compared to that game. They looked rough. Did not look good at all. Going into this year, I did predict them to be pretty much the worst team. Their salary cap is at a horrible point right now where they're pretty much just using the season to get over that slump of that, like I said, salary cap. They've paid too many different players too much money, and they're just can't get key players that they need, like quarterbacks. So they're pretty much just at a rebuilding year to me. So I don't see no light at the end of the tunnel for the Saints this season. Like I said, to me, they're potentially just the worst team in the league. Alvin Kamara with they're pretty much their best player, their franchise player that they've had, the most consistent thing that they've had for years, is not even doing well. He's off to a rough start. He has 50 carries and only 180 yards. We've seen games where Alvin Kamara have had almost 180 yards, if not had the 180 yards. So to have 50 carries through 3 games and only have 180 yards, it's just not like what you want to see from a player like Alvin Kamara, especially when you're already rough from the Saints and then your star player like that is performing like that. It's just not things that you want to see. On the flip side, they are being able to spread the ball decently well. They have 3 receivers with over 120 yards through these 3 games, which is pretty impressive. Like I said, being able to spread that ball, especially this day and age in football, is just huge. It's just very big to do, and it definitely makes difference in these games. And then you look at the Bills on the other side. Just Cook alone has 284 yards through 53 carries, so similar carries to Alvin Kamara, but just 100 yards more. Is averaging, I believe, almost 5 yards a carry. Just absolutely crushing it right now, especially when the Bills haven't had really the craziest run games since LaShawn McCoy, and Cook's been decent, but hasn't been nothing too crazy. He's been consistent, but no breakout runner. And this year I'm liking the way he's looking, man. He got that extension, and he's showing the reason why that extension was worth Bills' money. So, and then you look at Allen, Josh Allen just himself has 100 yards. Which is really impressive through 3 games, almost averaging 30 yards a game. We have 4 receivers with over 120 yards. Like I said, Saints have 3 receivers, but we have 4 over here on the Bills end. Like I said, just exactly what you want to see from your team, from being able to spread it out. If you look at the Saints, they do have 2 turnovers forced by the defense, but they've also given 3 turnovers by their offense, so that the bit of a 3-2 split. And then if you look at the Bills on the opposite end, they have actually 0 turnovers by their offense and just 2 forced turnovers by their defense. So you got that 0-2 split. So not too much of a difference, but definitely impressive for the Bills to not be able to turn the ball over. And seeing that the Saints is not the best turnover team, I don't see them being able to do that to this team and the Bills. Definitely anything's possible, but most likely I don't see it happening in this game. I mean, the spread tells you everything you need to know. I'm not going to come out and tell you that the Saints are going to win because I truly believe that they're not. I feel like most people know that they're not. But there might be a few people on the Saints that might know something that I don't. But if you just look at this game, Bills having their streak at home, I believe it's at 12 now. We'll be 13 after this game because I'm telling you, the Saints are just not going to win this game. But Bills minus 15 is just not it for me. This is an NFL at the end of the day. This is the best players going at it hard. Yes, we've seen the Saints get smashed by the Seahawks, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, the Seahawks aren't as good as the Bills, so the Bills should be doing more." This is football, man. You know, you can see anything on any given Sunday, and minus 15 points for any football team to me is just too much, just not worth the points. And then, like I said, minus 1700 money line. Don't even throw that in your parlay. We seen the Green Bay Packers lost to the Browns last week, so anything could happen. Don't want to ruin your parlay. If I were to bet this game, I would do Bills money line, as pretty much most people would do. Like I said, it's pretty much clear cut that the Bills are gonna win. But one I do like that I was able to find out of this game that I like for the most odds and that I really couldn't see happening is that over and under for Josh Allen's rushing is set at 26 and a half. They got that paying at minus 112 to win 100. I like that. I was able to look, like I said, at different things and way to attack this game where it's worth my money. And if I were to attack this game, I'm not sure if I am. I haven't had put no money on this game, but if I were, it would be that 26 and a half over for Josh Allen's rushing yards, like I said, set at minus 112. So got my pick, Bills money line. Obviously, it's definitely a heavy price to pay, but like I said, that 26 and a half over for Josh Allen's rushing is most likely what I would lean towards if I had to pick a bet in this game that's worth my money. So if you like this video, please comment, subscribe. Definitely helps with if you guys give feedback, your thoughts and opinions on these games, and just overall helps me be able to interact with you guys. So we'll see you guys Sunday. Hopefully, let's get some bread in our pockets and let's crush the books. See you guys.